Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Hi, hello, I'm HanaQ, your local digital artist, and today I am drawing more of your characters in my style. It is the first video of the year of drawing your characters, and boy am I excited. I do not often say this, so trust me when I say the art in this video really slaps. Also, make sure to watch until the end to find out the new details of entering your OC into the next video. It's going to be different this time around. So buckle in, for you are in for a delightful art experience today. Now the first thing to do is to delight in and drool over your OCs. So let's go look at some OCs on Instagram. So here we are, looking at some of the very first OCs we'll be drawing for the new year, and I'm very excited. This is so cute. She looks soft, but her expression says, "I'm confident." Oh my goodness. I love her hair. It looks like clouds. Oh my gosh. This kind of like red necklace emitting light. I feel like, I don't know, she might be transforming into something. Oh, look at the little kitty. This is so cute. I love her oversized fit. Pretty her eyes are, and just the simplicity of the color is gorgeous. Okay, but I especially like the scarf. I love scarves. Oh my gosh, where do I start with this? The layering of the shirt and the sweater and these earmuffs. Cute. Look at the little tooth. Ooh, hello there. Fun and spunky, and I love that. Oh my goodness. Cute, 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 cute. Overload. Like, this is the definition of cute. Thank you guys so much for sharing your OCs with me again for the new year. I am just simply head over heels for your OCs, and I really could draw them forever and ever and ever. But I can only pick a few to draw each time, so I wanted to give you all a visual treat even if your OC doesn't get picked. So this time I've chosen characters that I think I can blow your minds away with the colors and their overall cuteness. So the first OC I'm drawing is Pastel by @Pazuire. Because if there's one thing I know about you guys, it's that you will all always appreciate pastels. And luckily, Pastel is full of pastel colors, but also adorable accessories, cute cat ears, and just such an incredibly fun and adorable outfit. I also love the little expressions that are in the image. I think it gives so much insight to the goofy funness of the character. With the sketch done, it's time for line art. This process is mostly the same as my normal one, where I just go over my sketch and add more details and structure. I knew the first thing I wanted to do is have her eyes downturned so we can get a good view of her light eyelashes. It is a secret pleasure of mine to draw light-colored eyelashes. My impression of her outfit was that it is big, fluffy, soft, and chunky, so I wanted to make everything look cushiony and oversized. And for the accessories, y'all know I always gotta draw them using a large white brush with the borderline effect. One thing y'all will notice is that I'm drawing hands, which I normally never do for OC videos. Now, this is where things get a little wild. As I began lining the hair in the back, a switch flipped in my brain, and I just began creating so many strands looping back and forth with each other. I was able to envision the depth of the hair, and you'll see later, but the coloring was extremely fun because of this. I felt like maybe some of my art studying and practice was beginning to pay off. I always liked drawing hair, but I felt like I was on the beginning of reaching the next level with it. I add the finishing touches and start adding base colors to prepare the piece for coloring, which is where the real fun begins. But first, a short break because I want to introduce you guys to a new sponsor of the channel, Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that allows you to build your own online web presence and design it to your liking. They make it extremely easy to create a beautiful website, sell products, and even engage with your audience. As an artist, having a website to hold my portfolio is pretty important in the digital age. But since I'm spending all my time drawing and I can't allocate much to learn coding, it's so convenient to be able to build a website to my standards using Squarespace. Fluid Engine. Squarespace has a drag and drop editor feature that allows you to move content on your page easily and have full control of creating your own web design optimized for desktop or mobile. Customizable templates. If you have no idea where to start, Squarespace has many templates to choose from. This one seemed great for a simple portfolio, and I can easily upload my own photos and adjust their positioning. Squarespace Image Editor. Maybe you uploaded your photos and the colors don't match your aesthetic. Well, with Squarespace Image Editor, you can edit your photos directly in the browser, adjusting brightness, contrast, and more. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/HanaQ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And now, back to the video. And we're back. I'm first starting with coloring the skin. For this next part, I'm now creating a multiply layer on top of my folder holding my base colors in line art. With the lasso tool, I'm simply selecting areas that I want to be hidden in the shade and using a gray-purple tone and the gradient tool to create the shading. Now, here comes the fun part. I'll now use varying tones of purple, in this case a brightish pinkish purple, to add shading and variance to the shading. You can see how much of a difference to the piece it makes to add this variance. I'm going to continue this process and just keep adding variance and shading. I'll also add additional detail and layering in the base folder layers, making my way from skin to accessories to clothes. For the clothes, I think of it in two parts. First, I create the shading based on the direction of the light source. Afterwards, I'll go in and emphasize details and folds atop each other. Now it's time to finish off the eyes. Pastel has gorgeous heterochromia with one eye being a pastel purple and the other being a pastel blue. And I'm just emphasizing that sparkling nature and completely just letting go and going wild with it. I've definitely sincerely indulged in this drawing. If I had to describe the art style in this video, I have to say it is extremely decadent, completely indulgent in colors, sparkles, and layering of hair. I'll be adding finishing details now, but the final reveal will come at the end of the video. And also, I'll be giving you some more tips to achieve this decadent art style in the next drawing. For our very next OC, I am drawing Mari by @BabyMari. According to her description, she is a feminine girl who loves to do her makeup with a bubbly and outgoing personality. So based on that, I wanted to do a sketch of Mari that was pretty, delicate, and overall just soft and gorgeous. Here you can see that I'm trying to create a rhythm in the hair that travels behind and wraps around her. I also use this opportunity to give Mari hair that creates waves like water by leaning into curves, S-shapes, and ovals in my lines. As I'm lining, I'm easily creating hair strands by creating bigger shapes first and simply cutting away parts by using this crescent moon shape. I had to hold back on drawing muscular shapes in the body here because lately I've been obsessed with strong, muscular forms. I kept her mostly soft and squishy, but may have indicated some subtle forms of muscle here and there. Also, you may see the recording change just a slight bit because I did some of these on stream, so my formatting for the video is different for streams. I'm continuing to line the hair, creating many loops and strands. I like to draw the hair in about 3 to 4 parts. The front bangs, the back of the head, the main hair flow, and the secondary hair flow for detail. With the lines done, I'll now go ahead to adding the base colors. Afterwards, I'll start coloring the skin. Like earlier, I'll now add a multiply layer on top of the folder containing my lines and colors, and create shading using the lasso tool and a gray-purple color. For this piece, I wanted the light to hit from the right. Now I'm going to create the shadow on the hair on a separate layer. I'll also create an overlay layer on top and use an orange to red pink to emphasize the areas in light. I'll do the same for the shirt, and now let's work on the eyes a bit. Mari's eyes are bubbly and full of shinies, so I want to incorporate that extremely sparkly, indulgent look. I also wanted to mention that Mari here has been entering the Draw Your OC tags ever since my very first video. I mentioned this because I'm always paying attention to who enters, and I wanted to show you all that you never know when you may get picked. So I encourage you to keep entering. And I wanted to thank Mari for continuously sharing their OC with me, as I know it takes a lot of courage to share your OC. Let's talk a little more about hair. As I said earlier, my studies have helped me a lot to be able to envision hair more freely. When coloring the hair, I like to think of it in about 3 parts. First, the main form of the hair, which for Mari is this large piece here and also the front hair bangs. These hairs will be the ones that hold the most contrast, color, and be the truest to the actual hair color. So I will color these with dark browns and purples and also hit it with the brightest highlight colors. The second part to color are the hairs that are further back and thus are blending more into the background. We will use a coloring technique called atmospheric perspective for these hairs that are further away from the viewer. To do it, all you need to do is incorporate the background colors into them, which gives them the appearance of being further back. Since mine is white, I like to use a pale purple to blue tone to push these hairs back. But this works just as great no matter what color your background is. The third part to consider is the details. These include highlights and also shading to emphasize forms and shapes. I like to use a zigzag pattern to create the highlights and vary the colors just slightly. From here, I just use my intuition to add whatever I think is necessary to enhance that extremely indulgent look. I think if you follow this formatting of color, it will be very easy for you to achieve this decadent art style, as I call it, if this is the art style you so wish to achieve. I'll be adding finishing touches now, but I just wanted to mention before we head into the final reveal that these were incredibly fun to color. I think I'm developing a really unique way of drawing and coloring hair. It's been fun, and I'm excited to show you guys more. Also, keep watching till the end to find out what the new tag is for the next video's OC drawings. Now, without further ado, let us head into the final reveal of the drawings. I hope you guys enjoyed the art this time. I had so much fun drawing your OCs. Although I still have a long way to heal this year, I've sincerely enjoyed drawing your OCs, and it is an incredibly healing experience for me. I've got more energy, and I have a lot more in store for you guys for the future. I also wanted to take this opportunity to share some more fan art you guys have drawn for me here. You guys are way too kind, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Now, here's the information you've been waiting for. If you want to participate in the next video of me drawing your OC in my style, I got you. As always, all you need is an Instagram account and a picture of your OC. Upload it to Instagram, and this time, use the hashtag HanaDoodleMyOC8. Everyone got that? The new hashtag is HanaDoodleMyOC8. And just for funsies, feel free to add a description of your OC like their name, personality, and backstory. I'm looking forward to seeing more of your OCs in the next video. Until next time, I'm wishing you all the best on your journeys of achieving your goals and dreams. Bye!